Emma Raducanu told US Open win usurped by Unheard of achievement. Valentin Vacherat won the Shanghai Masters as a qualifier, just like Emma Raducanu at the 2021 US Open, but John Isner believes the Frenchman's run was even more impressive. Monaco's Valentin Vacherat followed in Emma Raducanu's footsteps by claiming the Shanghai Masters title as a qualifier. Raducanu etched her name into tennis history at the 2021 US Open when the 18-year-old became the first-ever qualifier to capture a Grand Slam championship in just her fourth professional event. Vacherat experienced his own Cinderella story in Shanghai. Initially positioned 9 spots outside the qualifying draw upon arrival in China, he fought his way into the main competition and delivered a stunning upset over Novak Djokovic before defeating his own cousin, Arthur Rinderknecht, in the championship match. Teresa Earnhardt's fortune from Dale as Jr. reacts to handling of DI. Mike McDaniel hammers Tua Tagovailoa after throwing Miami Dolphins teammates under bus. Ranked number 204 with career earnings of $594,000 when the tournament began, Vacherat rocketed to number 40 globally and pocketed $1.1 million by the end of that week. Raducanu's journey mirrored this trajectory in 2021. Entering US Open qualifying as world number 150, she catapulted into the top 25 after capturing the title and collected an eye-popping $2.5 million prize. Yet retired American tennis star John Isner now claims Vacherat's achievement surpassed Raducanu's, despite her major triumph. On the Nothing Major podcast, which he hosts alongside former professionals Jack Sock, Sam Querrey, and Steve Johnson, ex-world number 8 Isner declared, "I think it is more impressive what Vacherat did, yes. But Raducanu, it's a bigger story because it's the US Open. I think this is more improbable than what she did. But obviously, it being the US Open makes it a bigger story, even though this story is really big in the tennis world. But yeah, I'm giving it to Vacherat there because it's unheard of." Johnson responded, "I think time will tell, right? I mean, Raducanu has still been good. She hasn't won any titles since, but at least she's been relevant and still good. If this guy gets to 40 in the world, obviously then he's going to be in all these ADP tournaments next year, but doesn't win any matches, then goes to Shanghai and drops back to 300 next year. Then you're like, oh, that was the craziest thing for 1 week. This guy got hotter than I'll be and got a title. So we'll see what happens in the next 12 months, but he's going to have an opportunity to play all the Masters Series 250s, he's going to have chances to win a lot of tour matches." Vacherat has already secured a chance to capitalize on his remarkable Shanghai performance. Entry lists for most tournaments leading up to the season's conclusion had already been finalized, with Vacherat's ranking too low to qualify at that time. Yet organizers of the forthcoming ATP 500 tournament in Basel have awarded him a main draw wildcard. Whether Vacherat will also receive direct entry into the Paris Masters later this month remains uncertain. When Emma Raducanu blazed through the 2021 US Open as an 18-year-old qualifier, the world of tennis collectively stopped, stared, and celebrated. She didn't just win, she redefined what was possible. No qualifier, man or woman, had ever captured a Grand Slam title before. It was the perfect storm of youth, talent, and fearlessness, an achievement that seemed destined to sit untouched for decades. Yet, in the ever-evolving world of sport, the unthinkable has a way of being challenged. And now, Raducanu has been told that her own moment of destiny might have been usurped, overtaken by what one tennis commentator has called an unheard-of achievement in the modern game. The claim came in the wake of a stunning new performance that has set the tennis world buzzing again. The identity of the player isn't the headline. What's grabbing attention is what this fresh wave of brilliance says about the sport Raducanu helped redefine. The boundaries of the impossible are moving faster than ever. From Cinderella to Blueprint, Emma Raducanu's rise was pure storybook magic. She stepped into the spotlight in New York with barely any expectations on her shoulders, ranked outside the top 100, carrying no coach at the time, and having never played a 5-set equivalent at tour level. But she stormed through 10 matches without dropping a single set, dismantling seeded players and veterans with the composure of a champion twice her age. The moment she dropped to her knees after defeating Leylah Fernandez in the final wasn't just a victory, it was a generational shift. Here was a teenager from Bromley, half Romanian, half Chinese, born in Canada, embodying a truly global face of tennis's new era. But since that night at Flushing Meadows, her story has been one of turbulence. Injuries, coaching changes, media scrutiny, and a pressure that few champions have faced so young. Her climb back hasn't been linear, but her impact has remained undeniable. And now, tennis pundits are saying that a new phenomenon on the court has managed to achieve something even more improbable than her miracle run. Unheard of, the new benchmark. When analysts use the phrase unheard of, they don't mean to diminish Raducanu's triumph, they mean to express awe. What's unfolding now is not about replacing her legacy but expanding on the world she helped create. According to several reports, the unheard of achievement refers to a player, still in their teens, who has just managed to qualify for a WTA 1000 event and reach the semi-finals after starting the year outside the top 400. A journey so rapid, so implausible, that seasoned commentators have been comparing it to Raducanu's own Fairytale debut. In the words of one tennis insider, Emma's US Open was a once-in-a-century story. But what we're seeing now might be even rarer, because it's happening in a tour that's faster, deeper, and more unforgiving than it was even 4 years ago. The idea that Raducanu's accomplishment could be usurped doesn't mean it's forgotten. Instead, it speaks to how her run may have inspired the very kind of performances that now threaten to eclipse it. She shattered a glass ceiling so completely that others now walk fearlessly through the shards. Emma's reaction: grace under pressure. Those close to Raducanu say she's reacted to the comparisons with her usual composure. A source from her team revealed, Emma isn't the kind of person who takes these things personally. She loves to see young players succeeding because she knows how it feels to shock the world. If anything, she's proud to have been the spark. And that attitude makes sense. In recent months, Raducanu has shown signs of rediscovering her rhythm on court, blending her surgical precision from 2021 with a newfound maturity. She's also been vocal about not chasing the shadow of her own past. People talk about that US Open like it's a peak, she said in a recent interview. For me, it was a beginning. I want to build something more lasting, more consistent. That's what I'm working toward. So when the tennis community buzzes about her record being surpassed, Raducanu's calm confidence becomes its own quiet answer. She's no longer the teenager chasing miracles, she's the young woman building legacy. The echo of greatness. In truth, every sport has its cycles. The impossible of yesterday becomes the starting point of tomorrow. When Serena Williams won her first slam as a teenager in 1999,